Hαίrete friends, welcome to Classics in Color, your weekly dive into some of the ancient world's wackiest facts. I'm Mark Graves, and today we're talking about barbers in the ancient Roman Empire. Thank you to Jerry Toner for Barbers, barber shops, and searching for Roman popular culture. Since that was my main source for this video, you should check that out if you want to learn more. Tonsor and tonstrix are the Latin words for barber and barberess, although there were many more barbers than barberesses, and a tonstrina was a barber shop. Now, the original, very ancient Romans were probably very scraggly. They let their hair and their beards grow quite long, and it wasn't until about 300 BC that the Romans claimed that they imported their first barber from Sicily to Rome. And Pliny says that it didn't become the fashion to go to your barber regularly and maintain clean shave and short haircut until about 130 BC. Archaeologists are a little suspicious of this. They think that razors and scissors and such probably made their way to Rome before that 300 number, but regardless, at some point it does become the fashion, the standard really, for Roman men to be clean-shaven, no beard, and have pretty short haircuts. This very trimmed back appearance was imported from the Greeks, so Romans and Greeks often look so similar because the Romans are copying Greek fashions. Although, like I said, it wasn't just the fashion, it was in many ways the standard, the expectation for a professional Roman. If you let your beard grow out, you might be seen as poor, low-class, sloppy, etc. The only exceptions for that being if maybe you're in mourning, you might let your hair grow a little bit, or if you were a student of one of the more eccentric philosophical schools, you might let your beard grow out as a bit of a statement. The Roman poet Martial actually makes fun of people for trying out different styles and different shavings of beard. He says that part of your jaw is clipped, part shaved, part plucked. Who would think that whole mess is on one head? Most barbers probably had a very minimal setup, just a stool or stand that they could carry around and set up anywhere in a public place and attract lots of customers. But some of them certainly did have more, permanent in-building establishments. And the Edict of Domitian actually places a ban on all shops, not just barber shops, from kind of expanding out and spilling from their shop out onto the street. And again, looking at the poet Martial, he wrote a poem celebrating this new law, saying that razors were no longer rashly drawn in the middle of a dense crowd. So this seems to have been welcomed by most people. Barbers would, of course, trim hair and beards and offer shaves, but many of them provided lots of other services as well. So things like trimming your nails, trimming your toenails, hair removal anywhere else on your body that you don't want hair. Some of them would offer wigs or dyes or any number of other services. So their tool set would also be quite formidable. Obviously, they would have things like combs and half-moon razors, but they'd also have different kinds of scissors, although scissors in the ancient world are scary. Those bad boys do not look very safe. Mirror, tweezers, lots of different creams. So there were depilation creams for hair removal, but they also had allegedly ancient anti-balding creams, so that would allegedly make hair grow back, and then different kinds of soaps, cosmetics, perfumes, and even hair curlers, so hair irons. Ancient Romans seem to have had a pretty healthy fear of these barbers, these people wielding razors and scissors and curling irons, all very much not OSHA approved. And again, looking to Martial, he's got some great stuff making fun of barbers who've got a particularly scary reputation. Whoever does not want to go down to the Stygian shades just yet, let him, if he is wise, shun Antiochus the barber. Alcon, the surgeon, is more gentle when he cuts entangled hernias or hews broken bones with his carpenter's hand. Were Antiochus the barber to shave poor Prometheus under his Scythian crag, Prometheus with naked breast would call for the torturer bird. These scars that you count on my chin, like those that sit on the face of an elderly bruiser, none of them were made by a tyrannical wife with angry nails. It's Antiochus' steel and bloody hand. Marshall's poem is supposed to be humorous, so of course it's a little over the top. I'm sure Prometheus would rather get a haircut than have a bird rip his liver out. And Marshall does have another poem where he makes fun of someone for being too afraid to go to the barber at all. You depilate your cheeks with silothrum and your head with dropax. Do you fear the barber, Gargilianus? Do you fear the barber, Gargilianus? Do you fear the barber, Gargilianus? What will become of your nails? You cannot trim those with resin or Venetian clay. If you have any shame, cease dishonoring your miserable bald head. That treatment is only suitable for cunts. So just in case it wasn't like 100% clear, Marshall's making fun of this guy for being so scared of going to the barber that he just uses hair removal cream on his head. And Marshall says, you know, come on, bro, you gotta cut that out. That sort of thing is only for vaginas, right? You can only smear that stuff down there, not up here. In addition to being dangerous, barbers also had a reputation for being huge chatterboxes, just talking everybody's ears off, to the point that there was this joke that was considered just so hilarious of a customer walking into a barber shop, the barber asking him, you know, how do you want your hair cut? And the customer responding in silence. Ha 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 ha, right? But it wasn't just the barbers who were talkative. The customers also would come to the shop, not just to get their haircut, but to hang out, to chat, to gossip, to report news, to tell dirty jokes, and of course, to catcall any women who happen to walk by. The Christian writer Clement of Alexandria condemns this barbershop behavior, urging men that they should not waste their time chatting and in banter at the barbershops and the inns, and let them finally stop chasing after the women who pass by, for they do not stop even swearing at many people for a laugh. So let me know, gentlemen, if these ancient barbershops sound at all similar to your experiences with modern ones. And thank you so much for checking out this video. Special thank you as always to subscribers and to Patreon members, and I hope to see all of you again next week. Hαίrete.